Greetings, Summoners. Cosmic here, and welcome back to another Battle Spirits Saga video. And today we finally got the Friday news drop we all have been waiting for. And yes, these were the leaks that I couldn't talk about because I didn't want, again, Papa Bandai to come slamming on my door and saying, hey, take that video down. So now we can finally talk about it. And yes, the organized play structure is looking really, really good. But before we get into that, which will be, the majority of the video, I did want to call out two other things on the website because I thought that they were really, really important. And again, huge kudos to Bandai for putting this together. So the first big one is going to be an exclusive early adopter store tournament support that you get with these awesome promos, and also the Tamagotchi promos, which was a big other reveal that we were waiting to talk about. But what I think that's really cool about this is that it's also going to have event packs, which are otherwise exclusive to the regionals or grand opens, as they're going to be called, right? The bigger events that we'd expect every month, depending on what region you're in, right? So lots of good things coming. Very much love to see this level and support they're getting. I think the Tamagotchi collab is just, for me, it's whatever. I'm not the biggest Tamagotchi fan. Obviously, I had one, but it's kind of like, oh, it's just a card. But I think it's a great opportunity for players who might be on the fence, or as we saw with the buy a box promo, right? So here's just a better picture of them. For people who might be like, oh, I only want to buy a couple boxes, they get a cool promo, right? It's just another way to get people and get more eyes on the game and get them excited for it. And honestly, it's just alt arts anyways. We don't even know if it's going to be foil or not based on like what we've been able to see. I kind of hope they're foil, but I am ready to absolutely crush people with drowsy fumes and be like, look at my Tamagotchi, right? I think it's absolutely adorable. Really cute thing that they're doing. Again, this will be available outside of the early adopter program for the buy a box starting in May. And if it works like the Digimon and other boxes, yes, the set launches April 28th, but 99% of the time, LGS owners will honor when people bought them, at launch, instead of just waiting a week and then buying boxes to be eligible and to get these promos as well. So talk with your LGS owners, make sure, you can get these promos and all that stuff, and we'll see how much are going to be given to every store. We don't know yet. I'm assuming that they're going to do it based on the order amount, because that would make sense, but they could also do it by the bronze, silver, or gold tiers. Again, don't have the concrete details on that side, but I'm very excited to get a play set, even if, Where Stars Are Born is kind of whatever as a card. Maybe it gets more relevant later on. It's kind of whatever, but Drowsy Fumes, 100% very hype. So finally, the big news that everyone was, waiting for and tweeting about was finally the yearly event schedule. And so it's small there. We'll go to more details later. But long story short, there is going to be the grand opens, which are your regionals. Top 32 for those are going to qualify for the Pro Tours, which happen in July, October, and January. But the one thing that we're still waiting for confirmation on, which is like 99% confirmed looking at other games, right? Yes, there's going to be 2 North American Pro Tours and 1 in Europe. But if you qualify for the Pro Tour, top 32, any of the regionals, right, it's expected that you'll fly or go visit to these Pro Tours, being at the NA or the European one, depending on what you qualify for. So obviously, that's going to depend on, like, if you win the event, obviously you're going to have enough money to pay to go to the Pro Tour and stuff like that, right? But if you get top 32, where you only get like $500 or whatever the amount is, again, obviously that's a little bit harder. So there is going to be some, reliance on the player to, get to the Pro Tour, which is, how it goes in all their games anyways, right? You're not always going to have the full amount covered. Or if you got an invite by some other ways, you still have to make sure you come up with the cost. So from a structure standpoint, right, from an overall what's going on, there is a ton of good info that we have to, wait to see what's the Pro Tour, how are these other events going to loop in. So there's a lot more good news to come. Obviously, a World Championship in January, huge celebration of the game. Cannot wait. I'm sure they're going to have a massive prize pool for that as well. But the thing that you want to talk about, right, hey, there's events in May, and obviously based out of North America. I'm going to be biased towards North America. I'm sorry to EU and Oceania. You'll have to wait a little bit longer. They'll probably be announced like next week or something. But for those in North America, we know that we have our first event in California, right? So this is the Ohio one. My bad. Let me go to the actual California one. There you go. So May 6th. This is less than a month away, y'all. This is really, really quick. And tickets go live tomorrow. So please make sure you sign up. Make sure you have all the information. I will not be able to go because, one, I'm buying 2 cases of product the week before. And second of all, tickets are kind of really rough. I can't go spend another $1,000 just go fly back to the West Coast for this event. Personally, won't be able to make it. Will not be able to make it. Super bummed out. But the Ohio event, I am very, very excited for. Now, I will say at the time of recording this, not all the information is 100% correct. You will see some typos. Obviously, the Ferrari / whatever the card's called, Feral / promo will be legal for the California event because it launches on April 28th as a normal product release, which was not updated. But really quick, because I know a lot of people are going to care about, like, what does prizing look like, right? We have this grand celebration of the game, all these really cool events, but ultimately, yes, they are doing a major gamble, just like Flesh and Blood did for their 1 million, cash prize pool towards the whole year leading up to the World Championship. So right off the bat, we're just going to make the comparison. We got to do it. Sorry, Flesh and Blood. Here it is. So we have the prizing announced. $7,000 to first place, $3,000 to second place, $1,500 to 34th, whatever. You have the breakdown, right? Top 32 all qualified for the Pro Tour. Pro Tour prizing and whatnot will need to be announced. Then obviously you have like your other stuff that's like the gold cards, the champion cards, whatever, right? People mostly just care about the dollar amount. Now, if we were to compare this directly to, let me get this set back up, right? Because I know a lot of people are saying, well, hey, what does this look like for Flesh and Blood? What does Flesh and Blood do for their regionals? Now, keep in mind, this is the Calling Birmingham that I looked at. I pulled up a couple other ones just for a comparison, but at least from what I can find, it looks like Flesh and Blood is putting less money into their next year because there was previously $7,000 to the championship, or to the champion. And I was like, okay, looking at what the Bandai has done for Battle Spirit Saga so far, they're clearly mirroring what Flesh and Blood and some other companies have done in terms of how they support locals, how much prizing that they're going to give out. But a really quick, side-by-side comparison, pure cash amount. Yes, you could talk about the top two, Maduke cards. I think one was going for like $1,500 that sold. So sure, let's just say $1,000, right? Whatever. $1,000 for the champ card. I couldn't find a quick price on the Crown of Providence or other gold foils. Probably about the same amount, but from a pure cash value standpoint, Battle Spirits Saga does have a higher, cash prize pool that you can win. So this is for North America, mind you. So the other regions might be a little bit different. We did see a heavy lean on North America, but at least at the time of recording, what's available on Flesh and Blood's website and what, non-battle hardened tournaments were listed, this is just what I had to use. So there's the 1-in-1, and, we'll call it done from there. Beyond that, obviously, I am someone who says, okay, well, top-end cash prizing, that's good and everything, right? But what else is going on? Because you want to still make sure that players are coming out, having a good time, and getting other prize support out there, right? So very much like Vegas, we are going to see the event packs again. We're going to see more life counters. That's awesome. That's great to see. There is going to be another finalist card set. I'm assuming that this is going to be the same style. And then getting down to the end, the deck case, the Grand Opium champion card. So I'm assuming this will be different than Maduke, so we have to wait and see. But again, this is like the same issue with the gold cards in Flesh and Blood, right? Like, yeah, it's cool, but there's going to be a very, 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 very niche market who actually cares for this kind of stuff and will actually end up buying the cards. Especially like, sorry guys, Digimon in One Piece prize cards. Yeah, those are really cool. The first couple, they sell very well. Beyond that, not so much. So the cash prizing part of this really does matter, and we're going to see a heavier focus, right, as we go to what the prizing looks like from the top cuts for North America, Europe, Oceania, and LATAM, right? So we'll have to wait and see where the other regions are coming in at. And then lastly, 512 cap, May 6th, May 7th, right? So this is going to be standard. There is going to be a 512 cap. Honestly, I don't expect that to be an issue. Going back to Force of Will or even Flesh and Blood's early days, right? You have to remember, Flesh and Blood started with 30 people. Force of Will started with 200 people for their early events. Getting 512 would be industry shattering for this game. Like, just in general, from like what's happened in the last 10 years, to have a new card game launch like this and actually cap would be mind blowing. Given the time constraints, given how expensive it is to get to this particular venue, I would honestly be shocked if we get over 200 players. That said, there was a lot of interest based out of the Vegas area, so maybe that's a little bit better, and it can, help SoCal get over there and some other people from Vegas to get over there, and we get over like 300 maybe, right? But honestly, my, at the time recording, rough guess, 200 people, probably a good enough number, and we'll just throw it out for there. And then, of course, the typical, if you need to know the location, you need to support all that stuff. But tickets will go live tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern or 7 a.m. Pacific, so just keep in mind. And I will drop links to these down in the comments below if you need a quick link, but otherwise it's going to be shared out on social media and all that good stuff. The other one that I'm personally excited for, right, is going to be the Grand Open in June in Ohio. It's a big bloody deal. One area Bandai has really been sucking at, if I can be honest and just be super blunt for a second. The Midwest gets ignored, and I get it. Look, play is in Texas, PPG's in Florida. Core TCG is in California. Just how it is, right? So the Midwest has been seriously lacking for the for the last year. Cool, we get Gen Con and stuff like that, but like, what event a year is not cool, Bandai. We definitely need to improve on that in the next year. Obviously, Chicago being like the go-to for a lot of events, especially like Bushy Road or other companies, but Ohio, perfectly fine as well. Same thing, same pricing, same breakdown, same legality, or same 512 with the 2-day event. What was interesting, the last part I'm going to put in here is the card set legality. So this was very obviously a copy paste, and I've already messaged Play. I'm sure it's going to get updated. The Ferrari whatever. I'm going to just keep calling it Ferrari /. The promo and cord set one will obviously be added for the May event. And then this one's late enough in June that Tournament Pack 01 should be legal. And then again, just really quick for those that don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm really upset this is still not updated, right? It's these. 2 of them have been leaked already. Obviously, I can't talk about them. I can just tell you that those 2 cards specifically have been leaked. They are unique. We know that they are, the Angel is probably going to be good later. I personally really like the Serpent card. And we'll see that, we'll see when it's public information. But I think that it does help one of the decks in purple a little bit, but not enough where I think it's not going to be you must get this promo sort of deal, right? So I think so far they're very much walking that line of like, yes, they're okay promos. You're probably going to want them long-term, but they're not like meta-breaking promos. Not yet. There's still 6 more to go, so we have to wait and see. But I am very excited for this June event. Like I said, I'll definitely be there. Lots of good stuff going on soon. And more information to come. So again, I just want to put a very quick video out talking about all this. I'm trying to get more information about when Tournament Pack 1 are going to be public information, because again, we're 3 weeks away from when they're supposed to be in stores, and I don't want this to be like the early adopter situation where we have to wait for early adopters to get stuff to then figure out what the promos are. I want to be able to, start doing videos with these new tournament promo cards, because again, they could be a big deal. The first 2, maybe not so much, but that doesn't mean the other 6 aren't going to be some meta-defining cards that we need to know about ASAP. So again, huge update today. Very, very excited to finally be able to talk about 90% of this. There's still like the 2 promos that we can't talk about, but that'll be announced soon, hopefully. And of course, for those in Europe, Oceania, LATAM, I'm sure more information is coming. Your events are probably going to be later in May if I had to take a guess, but 1 month out is like the Bandai standard, unfortunately, or 1 to 2 months ahead of time is the Bandai standard. Another thing that like I pick a bone with, because I like to, plan my travel a little bit better, but I can't do much about that at the end of the day. So hopefully in the future, if there's like one takeaway from all this that I'd like to see a little bit better, is just from the communication side from, Bandai and from the roadmap was nice, took a little bit to get out there. Obviously it was leaked, a little unfortunate, but it would really be nice to see like, okay, this is the general like breakdown that we're going to have per region. This is what we can expect for the Pro Tour, right? Just have all of the announcements happen at the same time and not have this like, okay, well, you get some organized play information now. Next week, we'll have like Oceania's announcement and Europe's announcement. And then LATAM will be after that, right? Like, I really wish there was a more global effort for the organized play communication. We see this happen in Digimon. We see it happen in One Piece. We see it happen in Dragon Ball. I'm not surprised, but I would like a little bit more uniformity across this. And then also, it would be really nice to see what the new promos are going to be, right? Like, let's announce the event, but then also show people what the champion playmat's going to be and that kind of stuff. So, like, the fact that it's not up here other than, let me go back to it, the 2023 year calendar, right? Other than this just being here. Yeah, a little bit of a miss, but more information to come soon. So with that, again, hopefully TPO 1 spoiler soon. Otherwise, I'm going to try to get back to recording some live matches for y'all. Obviously, with the start of the fiscal year for my current job, this week has been awful. And I'm also donating my hair today, so I got to go do that. I'm doing this between meetings and donating my hair and all that good stuff. So a lot more to come in the future, hopefully for video content and whatnot. So please hang in there while I put my life back together with everything that's been going on lately. But tons of great content coming in the near future for Battle Spirit Saga. So make sure to like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a ton. And so with that, stay safe, drink your water, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.